Hey everyone, Caffeine Man here, and do you like food as much as I do? I'm guessing you do. That's why I clicked on this video. My wife and I have been on several cruises, including Carnival, Norwegian Cruise Line, and MSC, all having different types of food, of quality, and selection of food. Recently, I went on a Holland America New England cruise from Boston to Quebec City on their ship called the Zuiderdam. In this video, I am going to give you a tour of the buffet that they had on the first day, as well as show you what we had each morning for breakfast, as well as each night at dinner. Therefore, you can see a variety of what the Holland America Zuiderdam has to offer for you. This video was meant to be part of my day one video that had a ship tour, but this video ended up being so long that it would have made the first video way too long. So I separated this into its own food tour, not only for the length of time, but because I know a lot of people are just interested in knowing about the food. Let's face it, when you book a cruise on a cruise line, everyone's gonna book it based on the food. It's the most important part of the trip. What? It's not? Well, what is? The destination excursions, that's secondary. Gotta have good food on your ship. So please enjoy our food tour of the Holland America New England cruise on the Zuiderdam. I will also give you ratings of the food. I'm not gonna just tell you it's good or bad. I'm gonna give you some ratings so you know how good or bad it is, and compare it to the other cruise lines when applicable. Bon appetit. No, wait, that's not right. This is Canada. Bonjour? Samoser? I don't know, just enjoy the video. First off, we have the seating area, which was very similar to all the other cruise ships, and if it was too busy, they also had outside seating. They did have an Italian station, which had a choice of 4 pizzas, pepperoni, cheese, veggie, and then a specialty pizza with chicken, which usually changed each day. This station did occasionally have tacos as well, but it wasn't every day, and as such with many buffets, all sorts of different breads, to help fill you up and eat less of the more expensive food. They always had 2 prepared pastas. This one is lasagna, and they also had ziti, but they actually have a pasta. That's not pasta. Oh, okay, there's the pasta. They also have a pasta station where they can make nearly any combination of your favorite pasta dishes, your choice of ziti or spaghetti, regular sauce, meat sauce, and Alfredo sauce. And not shown here, but also available, they had chicken, broccoli, peppers, and several other items to mix in. Then you have your drinks to purchase, alcoholic ones, soft drinks, including a Red Bull, yes, at a premium price. I mean, if you thought Red Bull was expensive, wait till you see their prices. But if you're looking to save some money, they do offer a large variety of hot teas, as well as coffee, water, iced tea, and lemonade. They have a salad station, and those are just displays to show you some of the creative combinations. My wife got a salad almost every night just because the salads were so fresh and so good. They have several different types of lettuce to choose from, as well as many fresh ingredients to add, and of course, several kinds of dressings, and more toppings, and, fruit, because they always have fruit. Lots of fruit and bread options. They do have a sandwich station where they'll make you a sandwich and you can choose lots of different meats. On this day, they actually had a large variety of salads like egg salad, pasta salad, coleslaw, chicken salad, and lots of additional toppings. They also had a lot of cubed cheese selections at several different stations. They always had some flatbread pizzas available, and they even had some pre-made sandwiches. Although they were pre-made, they were made fresh every day, and if there wasn't something you liked and you wanted something specific, they would make one there right in front of your eyes. I even saw them replacing the ones people took for the pre-made ones with freshly made ones. If you don't like the pre-made selection and don't want them making one for you, you can always choose to make one yourself by choosing from their large selection of meats and lots of different bread. Now, the hot foods were always rotating out. They always had something different each and every night for the hot foods. Today, they had vegetables, which we were happy about, because as time went on, we found it very hard to find a variety of cooked vegetables every day after this. There was always a fish, chicken, and beef option for a variety of different meats, and one of our favorite items was the breaded chicken. It was always moist, had a nice light batter on it, was not overcooked, and had a really nice flavor to it. They also have a carving station with fresh meat every night, and at this station they actually had roasted chicken. Each day you could always find a variety of fruits at different stations, like many of the other cruises. Each night they had an advertisement for a New England seafood boil, which was going to be on the second to last night on the ship. In general, we usually don't do the specialty restaurants or any of the add-on food options, but this definitely sounded amazing. Luckily enough, we are from New England, so we can kind of get this anytime we want, so we did pass up on it, but for non-New Englanders, I'm sure they would probably love it because it looked really, really good. We were also able to see what was going to be for dinner on the first night. Welcome aboard steak dinner. I was definitely on board for that. Okay, I'll try to lessen the puns, if I can. Here's the steak from the steak dinner. I thought this was very well seasoned and gave it an 8 out of 10, where most other cruises may have been between a 6 and an 8. When it comes to fresh cut meats on cruise ships, they usually always do a great job. I also had a delicious piece of boneless fried chicken. The chicken though, best fried chicken. I give it a 10 out of 10 and had several pieces each night that they had it available, which was only a couple of nights. They didn't have it every night. The fruit, I would give an 8 out of 10 and a pretty standard on most cruises. As long as it's fresh, how bad of a score can fruit get? And I would say most cruises probably range between 6 and 9 for us when it comes to the fruit. So this wasn't the best fruit, but it was still very good. And I'd have to say that more of your tropical cruises usually have a chance to shine with fresher and more exotic fruits, but these were very good. The cheese variety was excellent. I'd also have to give it an 8, and similar to the fruits, I think most cruises rate between 6 and 8, so this was on the higher end of the range. The pizza was pretty bad though. I tried it 3 times, a slice of cheese, a slice of pepperoni, and a slice of veggie, just to get the variety on different days, and I'd have to say that they were probably a 4 out of 10. They don't know how to make pizza, and sometimes one of the pizzas I had actually had American cheese. Seriously, come on now. I've never had American cheese on a pizza. That's just wrong. I would have to say the best pizza we had was actually on the Carnival cruise, where they had a 24-hour fresh pizza making station. They made it right in front of you, and you had your choice of 3 different pizzas, and I probably had pizza almost every day when I was on that ship. As mentioned, the vegetable options were limited and not very consistent. Sometimes they were mushy, sometimes they were too hard, and they always had them in this special sauce. So if you don't like sauce, you're gonna be out of luck. Not many plain vegetables. Overall, we give them a 7 for flavor if we like the sauce, but a 3 for the options. My wife did get a taco salad, which she said was amazing. She gave it a 9 out of 10. As for cookies, you always have to try the cookies on a ship because you never know what you're gonna get. And I am a big fan of oatmeal raisin cookies. 10 out of 10. Best oatmeal cookies on a cruise ship, and close to the best I've ever actually had, like non-cruise ship, like just regular cookies. But I'd have to like do a taste test just to be sure about that. But amazing oatmeal raisin cookies. The macadamia cookies were good. They give them an 8 out of 10. The chocolate chip were also very good. They didn't have the chocolate chip every day, but I would give those a 7 out of 10. The chocolate chip cookies can be done in so many different ways. I think a lot of the ships are similar. I would definitely stay away from the double chocolate cookies, those chocolate cookies with the chocolate chips. Those got a 5 out of 10. As for the desserts, I'd say they were very hit or miss. Probably better than most buffets in general, but when it comes to cruise ship buffets, I would say some of these were better than some of the other cruises, but a lot of them were just sort of, you know. Most of the cruise ships I rate between 3 and 6 for the desserts, and I'd have to say that these on Holland America were between 4 and 7 on average, and they did have a good variety, not to mention a few different selections each night. The bread pudding was very good at a 7 out of 10, and the apple crisp was pretty standard. I'd say 7 out of 10 as well. This was on the first night, and by the end of the video, I will let you know what our favorite desserts were. You may be surprised. Now, on certain days, they did have special stations at lunch. One day was a sushi station, another day was a cheese station with a variety of different cheeses in different ways. Another day there was a chicken pot pie section, and they also had an Asian section. They didn't have a special station each and every day, and we did actually miss the French station because we weren't on the ship that day. Those were some of the overall highlights of the buffet in general, but let's check out what we had on a few different days for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah, I almost forgot breakfast. Now, when it comes to breakfast, a lot of the cruises are similar, and to a certain extent, how can it not be? Is breakfast. I'd give most breakfasts anywhere from a 5 to 8 on most items, but even then, you can definitely do breakfast wrong. I wasn't a big fan of Carnival's breakfast, and some of their items were 5 out of 10, and nothing went above a 7. NCL and MSC did a great job at breakfast, ranging from 6 to 8, and I would say Holland America did just as good a job as they did. It can be hard to switch things up when it comes to breakfast, but we are a big fan of their breakfast and made sure that we were up and awake every day to be there for breakfast. Not shown here, they did have a crepe station to make your own fresh crepes. They also had an omelet station so you could make your own fresh omelets that were delicious, 8 out of 10. The sausage and bacon and meats were very standard but very good, also an 8 out of 10. Muffins, unexciting, give those a 6 out of 10. You had a choice of hash browns or potato wedges, and the potato wedges are a 9 out of 10. Amazing job with the potatoes. Oatmeal, very standard, solid 9 out of 10. The biggest problem we had was finding scrambled eggs. I know, right? They never had a big vat of them like you would see at any buffet. And one time, I just asked the guy, do you have scrambled eggs? He shook his head, grabbed 2 eggs from behind him, tossed them on the grill, and just scrambled some up for me. And although they were fresh, he didn't really season them very well, and they were pretty plain, and I think there's more that goes into making scrambled eggs than just scrambling them. But it was nice that he actually just accommodated making me exactly what I wanted, and they did that for a lot of the different items. I saw other people ordering a fried egg, other people asking for a poached egg. There were people asking for eggs over easy. They would just toss them on the grill. So really, whatever you wanted, they would actually make for you, which was great. I had to throw a cinnamon roll in there, which goes against my no bread at buffet rule, but it was amazing. I give it an 8 out of 10. My wife got a blueberry bagel, once again breaking the no bread rule, but insisted I have half of it. And for a cruise ship, they make one heck of a blueberry bagel. I'd give it an 8 out of 10, which may sound like a common score for me, but other cruise lines range between 5 to 7 for their bagels, so I like these the best. For dinner, they had some prime rib, which was an 8 out of 10. Most of the meats were cooked pretty rare. Someone asked for a well done piece, and they would actually cut a piece for them and then put it on the grill. So once again, very accommodating. Some cruises actually have 2 chunks of meat when they have a carving station. One is cooked a little bit more rare, one is cooked a little bit more well done, but you never really know how long it's been sitting there depending on how quickly they go through either the rare or the well done. It could be sitting there a while. But if you do it like Holland America did it, it was always a fresh piece of beef that was constantly being cut up. And if you didn't like the rare, they would just toss it right on the grill, so you were always getting a very freshly cooked piece of meat. Seems like there was a little bit of leftover chicken pot pie from the lunch station, so we tried that. Unremarkable at a 6 out of 10. But in New England, lots of places actually make better homemade chicken pot pies. The fresh baked fish was very good at an 8 out of 10. My wife made another salad combo, 9 out of 10. I tried some deviled eggs, 5 out of 10, but the potato salad was a 7. They also had a shrimp salad, which was amazing, 9 out of 10, and I had to have at least 4 of them, 2 on each night that they had it. Since the shrimp was so good, I tried the lobster/crab roll, but unfortunately, it was a 5. Did I mention they have yummy, delicious oatmeal raisin cookies? One at breakfast, one at lunch, one at dinner, sometimes 1 or 2 for dessert. Yum. Very mad. One day they were actually out of them and I was forced to have a chocolate chip cookie. The horrors. Oh look, more cookies. We didn't have many lunches because we were in port most days and had lunch off ship, but one day we were able to actually get lunch on ship and we weren't very impressed. A lot of the same foods. I tried the bruschetta, which was just a 5. I found some sweet potatoes, which was a nice change for the lack of vegetables that they had, and these were a 7 out of 10. Needing more than just this for lunch though, we decided to try Dive-In. Dive-In has hamburgers and hot dogs at certain times of the day, usually between 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. They have some of their regular high dive burgers, already pre-made to grab and go, and these two weren't that great because they had been out for a little while. If you want to get a freshly cooked one, you can order one of the special ones so that they cook it fresh, and here's actually a menu of what they have. But if you're bold enough, you can also just ask them, I want the high dive burger and not those ones that have been sitting out, and they'll cook you a fresh one. Since these two weren't really that great, we went back up and I decided I was gonna get a hot dog as well as a special burger and some cheese fries. This way, if the burger wasn't good, I had a backup. Cheese fries, 3 out of 10. Skip the cheese on that, they might be okay. The burger was actually decent, I'd say a 6 out of 10, so worth a shot if you're really hungry and don't want what they have on the buffet. As for the hot dog, wait, there's something missing. There we go. It's a Nathan's hot dog, fresh bread, 8 out of 10. The nighttime definitely made up for the bad lunch though. We had some roast beast at an 8. The top sirloin was a 7 and the salmon also a 7. We were happy that they had some broccoli, and even though it was a 6, we really needed our nutrients. Speaking of nutrients, salad! The wife said the mashed potatoes were amazing. She gave them a 9 out of 10 because they used fresh potatoes and just delicious overall, and the roasted chicken was an 8. We tried some apple pie, a 6 out of 10, and some lemon raspberry thing that was a 5, so okay dessert still, well, but besides the cookie, yum. Closing in on the end of the cruise, the second to last night was also very good. They had some sort of sirloin, which was pan-seared in a light oil and some seasoning, and it scored an 8 out of 10. They also had a mushroom fritter, which was interesting, and it was also an 8. Something else that was interesting was they actually had chicken cordon bleu. I thought the chicken cordon bleu was a 9, but my wife said the cheese wasn't melted in hers, and the chicken was a touch dry, but for the flavor, she still gave it an 8. So the chicken cordon bleu is around an 8 or a 9. Veggies were still unremarkable at a 6, but we do what we gotta do. Tried the chili, which was also subpar at a 5, but the french fries, to my surprise, I give an 8. I mean, they don't look like anything special, which is why I didn't bother on the first few days, but I did not know what I was missing out on. Now, have I had better? Sure. I mean, who hasn't? But for a cruise buffet, they were very good. They also had a variant of the shrimp salad that I had earlier in the cruise, and I say this one was an 8. I convinced my wife to also try the fries, which she liked, and also a repeat on the chicken since it was so good. And now, the moment of truth. No matter what, we all know that the delicious looking chocolate cake is never good on a cruise buffet, or any buffet for that matter. It always looks so good, but it's always a letdown. Not this time. Man, oh man, Holland America got their chocolate cake right. It is the best chocolate layer cake on any of the cruises that we've been on, or even any regular buffet, and I'd be willing to say that it is better than some regular restaurants altogether. Competitive to some of your favorite chocolate layer cakes that we all well and know at our favorite restaurant, but we're giving this a 9 out of 10, and wish we didn't wait until the second to last night to try it. My goodness. Also delicious was their coconut pie. Not coconut cream or anything, just a straight up coconut pie. And as much as I want to say it's a 9 out of 10, it doesn't quite hit the level of that chocolate layer cake, so we're gonna go 8.75. Yeah, we'll do that. Just know it's good. And to finish up the cruise on the last night, we had some fried shrimp, as well as some fried haddock tempura and veggie tempura at a solid 8.5, now that I've added 0.5s to my ratings. A spinach wild mushroom calzone at a 6. And as a farewell parting one last time, some plain old french fries and some oatmeal cookies, which may have been snuck into some napkins and slipped off the ship along with all the other grandmas doing the same exact thing. Now when it comes to the dinners, we did only grab a few things of the selections that they had. They did have a much larger variety of things. I didn't take a video of each and every night at the buffet because this video would just be way too long, so we hope that we gave you a good idea of how the meals were on the Holland America Zuiderdam, and we were very impressed. Now, one of the tricks we actually do when we go on cruise ships to make sure we get the best options for all the food is that we'll actually usually go to the restaurant and check the menu if they have it posted. Holland America didn't, but they do actually have a really good app if you're going to end up having Wi-Fi on the ship. But the app is actually pretty good. You can check the menu in the app for the restaurant that night, and no word of a lie, the restaurant menu was the same exact all every single one of them, all the same exact items that were on the buffet menu. So we didn't bother going to the restaurant. We just went to the buffet. So it's really going to be a matter of if you feel like sitting down and being served, or if you just want to grab the food yourself at the buffet. Granted, the buffet could be very busy at times, so you might not be able to find seating, and then in that case, you could just go to the restaurant and hopefully they have a spot for you. Overall, when it comes to the food quality of Holland America, I would say it is probably one of the best cruises for food that we've been on. As mentioned earlier, we've been on Carnival, Norwegian Cruise Line, MSC, and if I recall, I don't have videos on them, but MSC also did a really great job on their food, and we put Holland America right up there with them. They had a lot of variety, a lot of different stations, a lot of different fresh food being made right in front of you. We're talking crepe stations, omelet stations, sandwich stations, salad stations, carving stations, tons of fresh food being made right in front of you. And surprisingly, some of the most delicious desserts we've had on a cruise ship. Now, I recommend if you go on the cruise to take one bite of every dessert so that you know which is going to be the best dessert and you don't miss out like we did. Our only complaint was the lack of vegetables and how they cook the vegetables. If you found this video useful, definitely feel free to give it a like, as well as leave me a comment down below. If you know of anyone else who might be interested in this video, definitely feel free to share it. And as much as I want to tell you to hit that subscribe button, I'm not going to, because I am not actually a travel channel. My channel goes over all things caffeine related, primarily energy drink reviews, but I do also have caffeine safety videos. So if that is something that you are interested in, then you can feel free to hit the subscribe button, but I will not be offended if you don't. If you are curious about the rest of the trip, I will include a playlist right here for you of the entire Holland America New England cruise from Boston to Quebec once all the videos are uploaded. I will also point you to a playlist right here of my caffeine safety videos. Even though I primarily review energy drinks, caffeine safety is important and a subject I feel everyone should be educated on. Thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, have yourselves a great day. Or night.